So in these series of videos, I'm answering some of the questions that I've been asked the most these last 4 years of making videos on tinnitus. And one of the topics that's come up quite a lot is the question, does tinnitus affect my social life? Or people have suggested that tinnitus has affected their social life. So it's a topic that's come up quite a lot these last 4 years. And I want to address it because I think it's a super, super important topic. Being social is a really fundamental part of the human experience. And a lot of research lately has found that being social is incredibly important to the aging process. So they've done studies, you may have heard of them. They've done studies specifically in Sardinia and parts of Japan. And the reason why they chose those areas is because a lot of people in those areas lived to be over 100 years old. And they identified 3 things that they sort of put it down to. That was number 1, food, we know this. Number 2, exercise. And number 3, being social. So it is absolutely vital to the aging process. And what they found was that the people in these areas were walking to each other's houses, and because they live in hilly areas, there's lots of ups and downs, so they're getting good exercise, good cardio, which I talk about a lot in my videos. And also they were spending a lot of time together. And when you put that with the food that they were eating, a lot of fresh food, fish, vegetables, all the stuff that we know, the Mediterranean diet, they were living longer lives, and being social was absolutely fundamental and key. So it's an important topic for the tinnitus community to address and talk about, because one of the things that can happen, one of the natural reactions that can happen when we get tinnitus, especially when we're going through a bad period, is we want to cocoon ourselves away from noise. And that ultimately means cocooning ourselves away from people, because people create noise. I fully understand that. I fully relate to that. When I've been through bad periods, that's what I've wanted to do. I just wanted to shut myself away in a room. But it's not really ideal, because it can start to affect our mental health. And in fact, one of the best ways to address mental health is to be with people. Be with people that make us laugh, be with family that love us. It's so absolutely fundamental to helping us. So here is my answer. When I've been through tough periods, I have wanted to shut myself away. But I made a conscious decision a few years ago that I was not going to let tinnitus affect my social life too much. So this is what I do. This is what I mean. I am as social as I possibly can. And I do 2 things to make sure that happens. Number 1, if I'm invited somewhere, I will make sure I have my earplugs before I step out the door. I'll make sure my earplugs are clean. I'll make sure I know where they are, and I'll make sure that they are with me. I'll perhaps have a backup pair as well, so that if I'm going to restaurants, the dinner parties at people's houses, the first part of the evening, I don't need to wear earplugs. But when things start to get a little bit louder with, the alcohol, etc., I'll put them in, perhaps after food, and I'll just relax. -36, they tell me these earplugs are, and I know with my Apple Watch exactly the amount of noise that I'm surrounded in, because there's a sound meter on it that's quite accurate. And I do the calculation. If I'm around 90 dB, which most dinner parties are going to be around 90 dB. I mean, yeah, that's quite loud, 90 dB, but let's just say between 85 and 90 dB, which would be quite loud, really. I know that I'm somewhere around about, let's just say 60 dB with my earplugs in. So I relax, I enjoy, I be with my friends, and I love it. It's fantastic. It's good for my mental health. Tip number 2 that I do, if I'm going to a party, I will only stay for 2/3 of the party, so that at a certain point in the night, I know it's going to get loud, because that's what people do. People my age, at least, 49 onwards, they have a dinner party. After the meal, we all talk, etc. But come a certain point at night, people are going to want to dance, and they're going to want to turn up the music. And I don't have the right to say, no, don't turn the music up. That's not, So I enjoy 2/3 of the party. And when things get to about 10:30, 11, whatever, I just leave. Because then I know that the music is going to go up, because it happens every single time. So I get to be social. I get to be with my friends for 2/3 of the evening. So I might have to leave a little bit early. So what? I'm not very good at dancing anyway. It's probably good that I don't do any dancing, because it's embarrassing. But I still get to be social. I still get to be with my friends. And I think it's important, because I come away feeling, revitalized, and I come away feeling like I'm living. Now, being social doesn't have to always mean being at people's houses. You can also be social online. There are many ways that you can be social, but the point that I'm making is that I encourage anyone with tinnitus who is worried about being social, really try and think your situation through. Can you wear earplugs? Can you say, okay, I'll be there for 2/3 of the evening, but the last third of the evening I'll leave? Can you suggest quieter places for your friends to meet? What I'm saying is, try and be organized. If you are struggling with your tinnitus to be social, try and be a little bit more organized. Try and find perhaps quieter things that you can be social at, libraries or whatever, But the point I'm making is that try and reduce the importance of tinnitus in your life and don't let it take too much away from you. And being social is fundamental. It's so important, it's revitalizing, and I really do think that the more social we are with people that we enjoy and people who make us laugh and have a good time going on holiday, all the rest of it, the more we do that, the smaller tinnitus becomes, the smaller importance or the less importance it has. And that's what we are trying to achieve, to live a full life regardless. Okay? I hope this video is informative, and I shall see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.